Only on Kiwi.
Yep, let's have another episode of Wine Vault Radio with Wine Vault TV's Jason Bryant, the Wine Vault on Twitter as well. G'day there, Jason.
Good morning, Wammo.
Now, there's been a bit of a environmental week, one might say. Not only I think just for traditional environmentalists like the Green Party and Greenpeace and all those people, but I think the average New Zealander has been a little bit unhappy with some of the reported things that have been going around on New Zealand, particularly this idea of factory farming in the Mackenzie Basin.
Yeah, I know. It's I used to think that some of the viticultural practices were a bit more kind of suspect, with helicopters flying over and big kind of wind machines and irrigation, everything like that.
Yeah.
But it's nothing compared to this. I mean, for me, and I'm just your average New Zealander, I'd like to think. Very average New Zealander. POM/New Zealander.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm a citizen, so I can claim that now. And I just think that this is a retrograde step in the kind of in progress. It's going back. This is what we used to do, like tie animals up and tether them and get the most of them. Now the world is moving a bit more kind of green, environmentally friendly, organic, and here we are getting submissions to have 18,000 cows or something, 80,000 cows.
Crazy, isn't it?
In cow crates.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And then federated farmers would turn around and say, oh, you're just scaremonger. It's not actually cow crates. It's not like pig sour crates and stuff. They're actually, got a better environment than that. But essentially, it's still a downgrade to what cows currently have in New Zealand.
Yeah. I mean, the mindset overseas, especially from the UK, is that clean, green New Zealand, organic New Zealand, and we have this kind of perception of New Zealand as being very green, organic, and that the quality of product coming out is really good, and that the animals are cared for in a really nice environment as well as they can be.
Of course, the truth isn't, quite that.
Now, sometimes kind of like once you dig beneath the surface, then you really do expose what's really happening. But
it's interesting. This week I found out there's an old business story in the Dominion Post back in October from a reporter that went on a bit of a tour care of Fonterra, and I think Asian New Zealand as well. It went to there's a Fonterra owned farm in China.
I should imagine that they've probably
Have you
got
heard
a
about
lot. Haven't they got stuff in Chile and China?
I don't know about Chile, but they've got this farm in China, and it's actually a containment farm. There's it's not a pastoral farm.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So Fonterra might go on about how great the farms here in New Zealand that they're involved with.
Well, they are,
and they, when they're marketing the products overseas, there's, pastoral farming. The cows run free. Everyone's all happy and dancing. But over there in China, where they own a farm, that's not actually the case.
I can't comment. I don't know anything about it, but I mean that's quite worrying for our image, I would say. So if that got leaked out, about the effluent.
You got the Sanlu thing that happened.
Yeah.
Which Fonterra were involved with having part ownership of that company.
Yeah.
And now this farm.
Yeah.
I think we might be hearing more about this farm into the future.
So do I.
But anyway, that's quite a departure from wine.
Yeah, and viticulture. But there was a tenuous link there.
Farming, agriculture,
grapes,
horticulture. New Zealand,
and
Earth,
stuff like
the universe.
But I've brought a kind of new grape varietal for us to try today, and it's this wine is particularly the Hunterway Gisborne 2006 Gewurztraminer. People get a bit intimidated by the name Gewurztraminer. How to say it?
Yeah, because it looks like what? It looks like Gewurztraminer.
Yeah, and so it's just pronounced Gewurztraminer, and it's a German Alsatian kind of grape varietal, grown in Alsace and also like in bits of Germany and also down here. And Gisborne happens to be a very good place alongside Marlborough to grow Gewurztraminer.
Okay.
And I would have geographically, I would have thought Central Otago would have been the most ideal place, given that the climate is fairly similar to that of Alsace. And you should expect some spiciness, some lychee, some 5-spice, and it should be quite fleshy.
How different is it to the Sav grape?
Very, very. It's a bit more aromatic. It should be like, you should smell it, and it should be like walking through a field of flowers in summer.
Is it closer to a kind of a Riesling?
Riesling Pinot Gris is one of the aromatic varietals. So in our south, you grow Riesling, Pinot Gris, and Gewurztraminer, and a couple of other little minor grapes. And this is one of the most aromatic of grapes.
It's at my nose already.
Exactly.
And you're across the other side of the table.
Yep.
Wow.
And so you should get that. It should be very floral. It's got a nice sweet nose, almost kind of white flower.
Something Feijoa-ish about that.
So I go more kind of a bit of peach, a bit of lychee.
I'm not too familiar with the lychee.
You can get them.
Yeah?
Yep. And this is... I'll bring one in. I'll try to remember to bring one in next week.
A lychee?
Yeah. And then you can go,
Are they in
that
season?
was like it. Don't know if I can find one. Probably not environmentally friendly of me if I get them, if they've been imported.
Shipped over.
So it is quite aromatic on the nose there. Wouldn't you agree?
It is, but
Yeah.
immediately, as I say, it straight away when you open it across the other side of the table.
And it's quite big in the mouth. It's all about the fruit.
Yeah.
Little bit of spice there, not overly spicy.
Certainly isn't sweet.
No, it finishes quite dry. I'd prefer mine to be a bit sweeter. Have a bit more kind of palate weight.
That spice is interesting. It reminds me a little bit of Shiraz in its spiciness.
Yeah. There's that kind of backbone of spice there. It's got good acid. I'd like to have seen it a bit sweeter. There are a couple on the market, which is Curios, which is Mudhouse single vineyard wines, Curios, and also your hands off from Marlborough. They tend to be that big, fleshy, spicy, very aromatic style of wine. But if you want to go French, and you really want to sense kind of what the floral and aromatics are of a Gewurztraminer, get a Wilm, Willm,
Yeah.
from Alsace, and it is literally like walking through a concentrated field of flowers in summer.
Wow.
It is just so aromatic, and you really can identify kind of some of the flowers in it, and it's incredible. Then
And is that all embodied in the grape itself?
Yeah, the environment, the grape, and the way that they make it. For me, it's probably the most aromatic of all aromatic grapes.
What would you have it with?
Yeah, this is the difficult part.
Yeah. Something that's so floral.
Yeah.
And it's not,
For me, I would almost edge on some kind of cheese, kind of to the as an aperitif, or some of that kind of cheese at the end of the evening, maybe a dessert. Maybe a chicken dish with some apricots and some chickpeas and stuff like that. It can sit quite well with that. It's got pretty good acid, but the floral aromatics are the problem with pairing it with food.
Is it quite often a challenge for the chef?
I mean, you can put it with sushi, and you can put it with some Thai food as well. I wouldn't pair anything with curry.
No. That was my next question. Go on.
Wine
with a curry. Go on.
No, you may as well beer or water.
We're going to find one day.
Yeah. But this, like, certainly for Thai, Vietnamese, sushi, I think that those varieties of food and sit very well with this wine as well. European food is a bit more difficult.
Are we going to see more Gewurz grown in New Zealand over time?
But there's a champion of the cause, Nick Nobilo, who formerly of Nobilo's. He's got place down there in Ormond, and he really champions the course of Gewurz in New Zealand. And he's doing a pretty good job as pretty much our international Gewurztraminer ambassador.
Yeah.
And then you've got Curio and obviously Hunterway and Fiasco and Johanneshoff. They are also kind of championing the cause and making really good classic Gewurztraminer.
Should quickly mention Fiasco. It was great to try some Fiasco at the Orcon Great Blend last week.
Oh, that was my other
a bit
thing.
of a treat. Yeah.
2.5 minutes into my speech, great. Then the other 2.5 minutes was dreadful. The slides caught up with me and overtook me, and then they were outpacing me, and they beat me to the line. My apologies to Russell for that.
Is there something cheesy on the nose? I've got to say actually about that a little bit after. That's not a bad thing, but there's something blue cheesy.
Yep.
To me about that. That's what it's my